Fine. It's a good time, man. Good time to be alive, man. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another Around 30 Minutes. This is where I do a little interview, a little thing to get to know people out in the community, out in the YouTube world, out in the internet world, whatever world you're living in. And let me mute my thing real quick, okay? It gets loud. Anyways, today I have a wonderful special guest, as always I do. I have Graham from, he is also called Thecollector75. Man, how are you doing? And thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on my little show.
Yeah, I'm actually doing really well. Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure to be on your show, actually. I've watched a few of them now. Okay. And yeah, I've been really looking forward to it.
Great, thank you. So, first off, where'd you get your name? Or your YouTube name, not your real name. I know how you got your real name.
Yeah, there's a bit of a story behind that one. A long time ago, back when the Beast Wars was, all the toys were out, a friend of mine sort of challenged me to get them all. Along with like Generation 1 toys and everything like that. And I don't know if you remember The Simpsons, there's the comic book guy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There was an episode where I can't remember, it's like one of these Treehouse of Terror ones, and he took on the guy, the alias of the Collector, and he was trying to get a Xena Warrior Princess or anything. And so my mate decided to call me the Collector. And when I started a YouTube channel, I thought that was quite a good name just to go with. Unfortunately, the Collector was already taken.
Yeah.
75, as soon as that's the year I was born, you know.
Okay, that's cool. So I wonder if there's 74 people called the Collector.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, probably is. Yeah.
Probably not, but yeah, I understand that because I had to put, most of the time you had to put numbers whenever you get like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's cool. All right. Well, cool beans. So first question, other than the first question I just asked, I always ask this first question is, what do you collect, man?
Well, I'm pretty certain you probably know that I collect quite a lot of Transformers.
Yes, sir.
I also collect quite a few comics, a few other toy lines, not as many as some other people. But I collect like Zoids. I've started collecting GoBots as well. I've only got like about 2 or 3, maybe 4. And that's about it, really. But I've just got a lot of general small stuff. I've been getting into Lego lately. So yeah, just a lot of different things, but it's main Transformers is my main.
Okay, good. So what got you into the GoBot thing? I mean, I watched I just watched your your video on your workspace and everything. And you just said that you started collecting GoBots because I mean, was it because you had as a kid and everything, or?
I'm sure I only had about 2 or 3 when I was a child. I only had like there was a little Jeep one, Creepy, I think his name is Creep. Like Jeeper Creeper or something like that. I think I had him, and I had a little the A10, not the A10 one, the Blackbird one looked like Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah.
That one, I definitely remember I had that, but I can't remember if I bought them or got bought them or just swapped them with a friend or whatever. But I had a few, and I don't know, I just especially these days, the Transformers toys I find are really hit and miss sometimes. Not always on whether they're a good toy, but the quality's really going down the toilet sometimes. Like I bought that Sea Giant hide. It's a good figure, but the plastic quality just feels really, like pound shop quality in some places. So I've been really like looking back to like some of the old 80s toys. And I've got most of the Generation 1 Transformers, so I've been looking for other things. But trying to find some of them GoBots, bloody well hard. They're just like gold dust. And people are selling them for them as well, and unfortunately they're pretty rubbish as well.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really want to pay too much for them.
Yeah. Well, with the you're talking about Ironhide. Yeah. I hate the side panels. Those things pop off really easily.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. But as soon as I went to track, off it came. Yeah.
Yeah, with GoBots, I just remember as a kid, my mom bought me GoBots, playing them off as Transformers because they were cheaper. I think a lot of probably kids got a lot of GoBots because of that and everything. And I thought they were cool, but they're kind of real simplistic and stuff and everything. They just fold over and all that good stuff. But yeah, I saw that on your video and I was like, man, I wonder why there's quite a few people, Transformers video games. Mr. M, he collects a lot of GoBots and everything.
Yeah, he does. I think to be honest, I think that's the main person because I saw that haul he recently got or something like that, and some of them. I would love to get there just for
exactly, and that's cool. So yeah, I just want to know about that. So cool, very much. That's pretty cool. So Why do you collect? Have you always collected I always say that I don't say that we collected as a child, as kids.
No, I don't even know. Because when you're a child, they're just your toys, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just toys and everything. So did you start collecting as a teenager or did you start collecting as an adult? And why do you think you collect?
Do you know, I have no idea why I collect. I think it's just got so addictive now that I can't actually stop.
Yeah.
I remember when I started collecting again. It was about when I was about 18, 19, somewhere around there, because it was before I could drive.
Okay.
And I just went to a comic shop, and there was a guy in the comic shop, and he just had a few old mini bots. And I thought, oh, wow, I remember those, because I'd literally about 2 years before, a year before, put all my Transformers that I had into a little cardboard box and put it up in a loft.
Oh, yeah.
Where I lived with Mum and Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I remember those. And I asked him, I goes, can you get any more? And he goes, yeah, I always get things in. Next week, he had more. And I just started throwing money at him. But he was selling off so cheap. And I got loads of, at the time, hard to get ones like, remember Blue Streak and Skids? Mm-hmm. They were really hard to come by back, like sort of 2000-ish before they started doing all the reassues. They were really expensive ones. And I got them off him for like £20, 15 quid. And it was just cheap. But that's when I sort of got into it, and then it just sort of flowed from there. And then I got into remember the old Transmasters sort of fans group that was around the mid-90s? I don't know.
No, I wasn't around. I wasn't collecting Transformers around the 90s.
I got into that. I can't remember how I got into that, actually. It was just for a fanzine type thing. And then that's how I learned of Beast Wars coming out.
Yeah.
And I watched a cartoon, and then I just went down Toys R Us and bought every single toy, because I had loads of disposable income back then.
Oh, yeah.
Every single one, every one I could find. Then I started trying to get all the variants of everything, and
Oh yeah, they had the Beast Wars had a lot of different color variants and stuff.
That's it, yeah. And so I was really into that, and and it just went on from there, really.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I can understand that. I found eBay around 2000, 2001, and it just I lost a lot of money because of that. Cool. But so, who is your favorite character, and why is he or she your favorite character?
If it is Transformers, I probably would go for Generation 1 Galvatron.
Okay.
Just because here in the UK, with the UK comic,
mm-hmm.
For the longest time, from like when the movie first came out, because obviously we didn't get the movie in the summer, we got it at Christmas time. That's when it came out here. So for that summer, we had a great storyline going through the G1 comic then, which introduced Galvatron, and we didn't know who he was. You didn't know that he was Megatron.
Yeah.
And so he got introduced because he travelled back in time, and he was just killing everyone. He was just flooring everyone. No one could beat him. No one could stop him. And then you go through the story, you find out who he is from the future. And then from there, for the next 2 years, that was the central backbone of the storyline in the UK.
Okay.
And he was just dead hard, and no one could stop him. And it took a rift in time and space to stop him.
Okay.
And so it was that. That's why he's just my favourite character. He was
it's not a bad character. I mean, a lot of you have the movie Galvatron, which he was kind of sane a little bit, and then later on, like season 3, he goes crazy and stuff, and he just, I don't know, it was a weird kind of weird combo and everything. But Galvatron's not a bad one, at all. Very nice. So let's talk about your channel, Thecollector75. How long have you been doing reviews, and why did you get into doing reviews?
Well, I've been doing them for it'll be 11 years.
Okay, wow.
This November, I think, something like that.
Okay.
And it was by accident, really. It was only because I bought a Transformers off eBay, and I couldn't figure out how to transform it. And I just remembered at the time, I saw, I think it was TFW75, that someone mentioned about, YouTube, and there was a video on how to transform things. I look it up, and I saw a few people. Thought, well, I could do that. I've got a lot of Transformers. So just, back then it was all about just showing off what you've got. It weren't about making money. Well, not for me anyway. Making money or anything. It was just to show other things and connecting with other people. Because, like everybody says, there's no one I know around here that likes Transformers. So it was a great way of making friends, and I've made so many friends. I mean, I don't get to see them most of the time, but you see them via YouTube, and then when I do go to the conventions, very rarely these days.
Yeah.
You do get to see them then, which is really good. And especially now, like with all the live stream on here, it's so easy to keep in contact with people.
Oh yeah, to interact with people. That's why I do the live thing, because I like to interact with the people that watch my stuff and everything. It's really cool. I mean, it's just a fun thing to do. And like you said, back then they didn't have that, so now you have a gateway to get to reach out to more people and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And I'll tell you what, it's through these live streams like you, Patriot Prime, Kato's Toy Reviews.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see so many more people that YouTube, because it comes up with the recommendations that you don't get to see, and there's so many people, and it's such a cool way. I think it's brilliant. I'm really enjoying it. And suddenly now, every time, because the only time I get to watch videos is when I'm doing the washing up usually. So there's always something to watch.
Oh yeah, there's so many reviewers now, and there's a lot of good. I'm actually on Kato's. I'm gonna be on Kato's little show tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw the link for it actually. Yeah.
So I mean, there's so many new and upcoming reviewers, and there's still the old the old ones like PR, Thew, Autobotamus, MGO, all the people have been around for a long time and made actually a people for us, like me, even yourself, you helped us want to do this stuff and everything by watching your videos and everything, like, oh, I can do that, why not,
exactly.
The camera and all that good stuff. All right, cool, that is awesome. Good way. So what is this is where I ask about the your last everything. Like I said, I don't want anything bad to happen to you, so if you could have one last meal, what meal would that be?
Joe, I actually thought about this one, and it was quite an easy one for me actually. It would have to be an Indian takeaway, because I love Indian food. It's like an Indian curry. I don't know if you've ever had one.
No. Oh no, I've had curry. Yes, I'm not a big fan, but I know what it is.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, yeah. If I can have one like once, because they're also very expensive as well. Because I've got to have all the little extras that go with it. Like you get little poppadoms, you get onion salad, you can have starter. I have everything, and yeah. So that would be it. It's probably a chicken boona, maybe a Rogan Josh. There's so many different variations. Definitely one off the menu every time we go down there.
Yeah, nobody's mentioned Indian food ever. I mean, on my little thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice answer. So, if are you a cereal guy? And if you are, what's your favorite cereal to eat?
Do you know what? No, I'm not a big cereal fan. I have it occasionally, and I stick to the most boringest thing. It's like Kellogg's cornflakes.
Oh, that is boring.
Yeah.
that is. I mean, they're fine. They're fine. Now, okay. Now, do you have just the cornflakes, or you have frosted flakes?
No, I just have the plain cornflakes.
Oh yeah, that's.
I can't stand the frosted one, but I do load it with sugar.
Okay.
When I say load it, you'd probably be 50-50 between that and the sugar.
Okay, gotcha. The cornflakes go really soggy really quick, man. I remember when I was a kid, man. If you didn't hurry up and eat that stuff, man, you'd be eating like just soggy, bread or something.
When I was a kid, I had to have them soggy. I wouldn't eat them crunchy. I used to purposely wait for them to all go soggy. Then I
okay.
Now, can't stand them soggy. If I have them, it's got to be so quick. Because like you say,
it feels weird. Like it feels weird, in your mouth.
Yeah, it is. I hadn't had these since I was a kid. And I let them go soggy, and I thought, oh, that's disgusting.
It tastes like bread.
I don't have them if I do have them. I don't know.
Yeah, you're eating milky bread is what it tastes like, or something.
Yeah,
like
that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so what is a movie that you can watch? Like if you're just flipping through the channel or whatever, the tube and everything, and it's either the beginning, the middle, or the last. It doesn't matter where it's at. You can just sit there and watch. What is something a movie that you can just always go to? What's one of your go-to movies?
Yeah, I've got a couple actually. It's got to be like Predator.
Oh, okay.
Love that film. It is. I mean, a long time ago when it was Sky first came out over here, and back then this is when the UK only had 4 channels. So getting Sky, like an extra 20 channels and a movie channel was fantastic. And I used to have Predator on all of the time, and just turn it on and it'd be on. And me and my brothers would just end up watching it, and it didn't matter, like you say, where it was in the film, and I'd just watch it all the time. That and Aliens, loved Aliens. That was the same thing. That was time as well. But my favourite ever film is The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Love that film. I don't watch it that much. It scares the shit out of me.
Okay.
But I love it. I love that film.
So, do you like the Alien Predator movies together? Do you like them separate, or do you like them? Does it matter?
I think separate. I really thought I'd like the Aliens versus Predator films. but they sort of missed the mark. I don't know why. I couldn't really work out why.
Okay.
But I think on their own, they're just perfect, really. I did like the. I haven't seen the latest Predator film, but I watched. Is it Predators?
Yeah, Predators. Yeah.
I watched that one. I really like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I haven't seen the latest Alien. Was it Alien Covenant? Wasn't it? I haven't seen that one yet.
Okay.
Just haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Very nice choices. So, who was you? Are you a concert kind of guy? And what was your first concert? You ever been to one? Do you remember?
No, I'm not really a massive music person. My wife takes the piss out of me all of the time because I can't name people.
Yeah.
Music people. Like someone asks me a music question and she just laughs because I badly try and answer it.
Yeah.
She did drag me to a Boyzone concert when we first met, and I thought I was going to hate it, but it was actually all right. So I quite enjoyed it, and we did go again. So.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Wait, you say Boyzone? Who is that? I've never heard of this.
I think they're an Irish. Is it Irish? I think they're Irish. They're not. I'm look really stupid now. Yeah, I think they were an Irish boy band back in the day because also my wife liked them. And they did loads of iconic songs back in the 90s. I couldn't tell you the name of any song, so don't even ask.
That's fine. I never heard of them. And when you have Boyzone, that you could probably think, they're probably a boy band.
Yeah, they're a boy band. Yeah.
Very nice. Very cool. Okay, so if you had to stop collecting right now, like I said, I don't want anything bad to happen to you and your collection. But if you had to stop right now, would you be satisfied with your collection? And if you started up again, would you collect a different way?
If I had to stop now, would I be satisfied? Yes and no. Because I don't know. I sold some of my Generation 1 boxes because I was a bit low on money, so I had to sell some, and I sort of regret it now. I probably would be satisfied with it, really, and I would love to stop because of the amount of money that I spend on it.
Yeah.
And would I collect differently if I had to start? Yes, I would. I'd probably just stick with Legends figures because it's so expensive now, and the amount of room it all takes up. My loft above this is just completely chocker, especially because I had to take all the stuff out of my parents' house a few months ago, and now I can't move up there. There's barely enough room for me to get up there.
Totally understand.
So I'll probably go for Legends just because it's cheaper, and you can probably fit it all in one shelf. Which is
you can fit all 3 seasons on 2 shelves or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's.
And there's so much. I mean, the technology is so much advanced on the New Age, the Iron Factory, the Magic Square. There are many little masterpieces. I say that all the time. A lot of people say that now. They're just the transformation is fun. They got a lot of paint. Articulation is great. It's wonderful. It's a great time to be a Legend collector right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I would love that Iron Factory. The Iron Factory like Jetfire.
He's good.
Name, but that looks so cool. I haven't actually got enough for it, but I'd love to get it. It just looks.
It's wonderful. Anything Iron Factory. If you love the IDW and the stylized kind of thing, Iron Factory is your lane, man. Definitely. Cool. Very cool. So, do you think you'll ever stop collecting?
No, I'm far too addicted to it. I'm not exactly sure if I'm addicted to buying Transformers or whatever, or just spending money. I'm not quite sure which one it is. I know I do too much of both. So but no, I don't think I ever will. I always say, right, that's it. I'm going to stop for a while, let my money build up or whatever, and I don't. I'll just go down the shop, see something new, and I just get that urge to buy it.
No, that's totally understandable. Yeah. You gotta get the itch. Yeah. It's either going hunting or you get something. You're doing a tracking number. Because I know when people get a tracking number, you're watching that all the time. You're looking at
yeah. If I get that, yeah.
Oh yeah. And to go off on that, mentioning your wife, what does your wife think of your collecting? And does she support it, or is she just like, as long as the bills get paid, I'm fine? Or does she collect anything also?
She doesn't really collect anything. She's a big reader. She reads novels and books and everything. She buys quite a lot of books.
I've seen your books. I've seen all your books.
In that earlier video that I posted this morning, most of those books, apart from the Horus Heresy ones, which are mine, everything else, all the other books are hers, unless it's comics. The comics are mine. Every novel is hers, and she loves it. But she supports my collection as long as I don't overspend. It's like anything really. as long as you're not stupid with your money. And I try not to be. I know my limit.
Yeah.
And I'll stick within it. So
Gotcha.
don't get me wrong, I go over it sometimes, but nowhere.
Oh yeah, that's cool. My wife's same way. She loves reading, and but she doesn't collect anything. She supports me as long as the bills are paid. That's fine, you know. Then
yeah, that's it exactly. Yeah,
you got to be an adult, you know, first, and everything like that good stuff.
That's it.
Right, cool. So another question is, if you owned a third-party company, what would be your first release, and what scale would that be?
Funny enough, I know I was going on about Legends earlier, but I'd have to stick with a masterpiece, and it would have to be a masterpiece Beast and Machines Tankor.
Oh, well, that was out left field. Okay.
I love him in the animation, and I've never got a decent toy just of that. You know what I mean? I know they tried with a few base. The basic one was probably the closest one it ever came to it, but I just love a giant Tankor looking like he did in the animation.
Okay, that is... I would have never guessed anybody ever say a Beast Wars.
Yeah, no,
not Beast Wars, Beast Machines. Beast Machines, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no one likes Beast. I love Beast Machines. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I know. I mean, that's a nice sacrilege, but I do love Beast Machines. I hated it when it first came out. I won't lie there. I hated it, and I thought, oh, they took all the good things of Beast Wars, just threw it in the bin, and come up with a stupid storyline. But when you look at now and every subsequent line of Transformers, they've always changed now. They change the continuity. Every time you look at Armada, Robots in Disguise, everything changes. And then you look at that and then you think, well, it's just a change. And then you can appreciate the good aspects of it. And there were some great aspects of it. I loved how dark it was. And I can just appreciate some of it. Other bits of it is a bit stupid. Like, for example, Black Arachnia and Rat Trap going through completely character changes, which was a bit odd. But other than that, there's some bits of it that I really liked.
No, that's true. I mean, like you said, when you were a kid, you loved it, because it was just Transformers and all that stuff on the screen. But then when you are an adult and you go back and watch that, you can appreciate some of the stuff, some of those storylines, and some of what was happening there, the stuff that you didn't notice as a child because you didn't care. You're like, oh, it's big robots, So totally understandable. Totally understandable. I still don't like. I mean, Beast Machine's fine. I can watch it and everything, but there's a Stasis Lock. They're a podcast, and they talk about Beast Wars and Beast Machines also. So if you're big into that, definitely look up there. They're really good guys and everything. I've had them on around 30 and everything. So good. But yeah, I would never thought anybody would say a Beast Machines as far as their first thing. But you know what? But that's a really smart thing to do also because nobody's done one. So I think that was still pretty good. So you're brilliant, man. That's a good choice, man. Good choice. All right. So, let's see. So Transformers been around for 35 years now. Thank God. It's been awesome. 35. What would you like to see from Transformers itself as the brand to move on another 35 years to keep your interest in your, and all this stuff?
I thought about that one as well, and I think someone else said it as well. I'd like to see something new because 10 years ago, was it over 10 years ago when the original Classics line came out with the Optimus Prime and Megatron?
Yeah, about 10.
Megatron being Nerf gun.
Yeah.
It was great because you think, oh, we're getting new characters, those generation ones, and now every line is just another rehash of Optimus Prime, another rehash of Megatron, changes into a different tank this time than the last one.
Yeah.
So I think I would like something like when we had Armada and Energon because they were just different, and I would like new characters. Maybe I was thinking, what's that one? That line in Japan where is it Star Convoy was in? I can't remember. Is it Zone? I can't remember.
Zone or Victory? I think.
Yeah, there was one, but they were going to make a Megatron toy, but then it was unreleased. They never made it. I think it was called Super Megatron or something like that. Turned into a weird ray gun. I don't know. I did have it. I was going to get the book out, but I forgot. But I'd like to see maybe a continuation of different lines. I don't know. Just something different. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just that it always seems to be another Megatron, another Optimus Prime, another Ironhide.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, man, that answer, and that was I was going to go off on that question is would you like to see start from scratch where they no Optimus, no Megatron, whole new set of characters, no Cybertron, and go from maybe try to do something like that. So I'm getting you already answered, so you would like to see something like that then?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, just because it's just sometimes you get all the things you want, and sometimes that isn't always a good thing. Maybe you need something new to appreciate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. That's cool. Okay, nice. Very good answer. Very good answer. So, how do you display your collection? I know I saw some of it, on your videos. Of your, people watching, how do you use DTOS, or are you using bookshelves? How do you display your collection?
Well, I've got those bits which I showed in that video earlier, actually, and that's about the only place. I've got a DTOV. I did buy one, and it's up in my loft actually, and I've got a few bits in it, but I can't really do much with it. So unfortunately, no, I don't really get a chance to display it a lot, really, other than just a few figures here and there. And then what I do is I swap them around every so I'll get them out. The ones you saw earlier, once I've done either videos on them or whatever, I'll finish with them. I'll bag them up, put them up in a box in a loft to a specially box, and then whatever new ones I buy, they'll go out. Or if I fancy getting an old figure out, I'll get one out, and then just swap them around. It's just unfortunate that I don't have a lot of space. And every time I see everyone's collections, I'm so jealous. Not of the toys, just of the bloody shelves.
Yeah.
I love all that. I love that space.
Well, that's cool that you say you don't have a lot of room, but it's also cool that you also change it up. So every time you see something different, you see something,
that's it.
You appreciate your collection more than just being up. Like I have stuff up in my room. I have stuff up on top of the my shelves that I haven't touched, in probably years, and everything. So it's cool that you get to appreciate your collection still.
And it's funny actually, because in some of my older videos, some of the first ones I put up on YouTube when I used to live at my parents' house, and in the corner I used to have a bigger display area, and even then I didn't overcrowd it. I just had a few figures on it. I think I only had I think I had one or two G1 figures. I had a Beast Wars Transmetal 2 Megatron. I think that was about it, and a few other little just tiny bits. Nothing too extravagant. And I used to change them around.
Okay.
Because otherwise, they seem to get lost as well. If you have too many, they just pile up, and then you can't see who's behind it anymore.
Exactly. That is true. I lose. I haven't touched when I move, that's the only time I really touch all of them.
Plus, it's a killer to dust as well.
Yeah.
If you got too many.
Yeah. Exactly. So, if someone gave you $1,000, would you be the responsible one and pay bills, or would you buy Transformers or whatever?
It's Transformers time. Every time it's Transformers. Yeah.
Nice.
I'd love to say I pay bills, but I know I do. I think, oh no, I'll pay the minimum repayment on that, and the rest just.
Yeah, that's all you gotta pay. You gotta pay the minimum payment, and you're good. Yeah. You're good for another month, man. You're good. That's all that matters.
I'm not gonna lie to myself and say, oh yeah, I'll pay bills.
Yeah, most people say 80-20. I'd pay about $800 on bills and then $200 on myself or whatever, something like that. So that's cool, but that's fine. Hey, it's your money. You do whatever you want with it, man. So, let me see. How about I ask that question? So, how do you say? And I mentioned this is a new question I've been asking a couple of people. Do you say caramel or caramel?
Oh, is that sorry? You broke up just on that bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you say caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
You said caramel. Okay, I say caramel. My wife said caramel too, and that just brought up when a couple of weeks ago we were out eating and everything, and she got some kind of cheesecake and it had caramel on it, and she asked for a caramel thing, and I was like, "Why do you say caramel?" I said, "I call it caramel." So I said, like, man, that's a pretty cool question because it's like some people say see one word, but they pronounce it a different way than what other people say it.
Yeah, it's a good one actually, because my wife has a go at me all the time over that. There's a road that we know, and I always say it's almond close, as in the little nut you get like an almond.
Yeah.
She says no, it's an almond close.
I've never heard anybody say almond. It's always almond.
I'm probably saying it wrong how she says it, but she says it one way, I say it the other. And unfortunately, most of the other people we know say it how she does. So I think it's me that I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's just me.
Oh, that's weird. I've never heard anybody say almond. I've always heard it almond.
Yeah, because I must pronounce it with an R, like almond close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is another one. Good one. I didn't even thought about that because I've always, like you said, I always said that almond, and I've never heard someone say, yeah, well, I'd have some almond milk or whatever, something like that. Or anyways, that's cool.
That's it. Yeah.
That's another good one, man. Good one. Hey, I just want to say thank you everybody that came in, man. Everybody's literally loving this. And if y'all have any questions for this gentleman, hit them up. Hit in the chat, and I'll ask them and everything because I've got a couple left, and then I'll be done. So, what do you think of the fandom right now as it is? Do you think it's good, or do you think it's toxic? Do you even pay attention on Facebook to this stuff, or any of that stuff, or any of the TFW? What do you think of the fandom right now at the state it is?
It's funny, really, because obviously I don't use Facebook, so I sort of miss all that, so I never get to see any of that. I've seen a few bits on, like TFW, where they have whatever news item, and then you get your comments on it.
Yeah.
I've seen some bits, and people really do go stupid over just some person, and he, bloody hell, man, life's too short,
Yeah.
Generally, apart from a few odd instances on YouTube, I've never really known too much. There was a few guys, or one guy, especially about 10 years ago, and he was a nasty bit of work, but he seems to have long gone now.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, and there was a guy, I think I mentioned it on someone else, it might have been Patriot Primes when I was on his. There was a guy there, and he did a few videos, and he did them in his own way, and they were a bit, what's the word, bit risque, so to speak. And someone took offense to that, and they trolled him off YouTube. They just completely trolled him off YouTube, and it's a shame because it was his own unique style, and he liked it, and I used to think they were quite funny, but obviously some people didn't, and they made his life a misery on there.
Well, that's
apart from those two instances, I've never really had any.
Yeah, stay off Facebook, man, because you'll see a lot of that. But that's sad. It's really sad that you take somebody like. Well, I want to say that I think I have made it now because people were talking about me on TFW. I recently did some reviews on the Mech Fans Toys, the Sideswipe and the Red Alert. And I didn't like the plastic. I thought it was cheap plastic. It was, and everything. So to me, it's just my opinion. I didn't say anything else bad about it. I thought the figures were fine. The head sculpts were really good, and they were fine. I just didn't like the plastic. It felt cheap. Well, someone, I don't want to put anybody out, but it's weird that, when you don't agree with somebody, you start personally attacking people. And he said I didn't like he said something about my reviews, like he didn't like the way I did a thumbs up. I always do thumbs up and everything, and I smile and everything. Because I like, I like having fun. I'm a fun kind of guy and everything. And that's what, instead of, saying something about what the plastic was, he went directly at me. I'm just like, come on now. I mean, that's kind of petty, but that's fine. But after that, he said, but he seems kind of nice, and he's really good for the Legends community. I'm like, so I was like, it's kind of like a slap in the face, but then he, slapped me on the butt a little bit. So that was fine. But it's just funny that, when, it's so toxic in this community sometimes, like if you can't really talk about the Transformer that you're talking about and you personally attack them. And it's just weird. I don't understand that. I really don't.
No, I don't know. I'm like you say, like everybody says, if someone says any comment about me, I just ignore it. I don't bother. I don't even usually reply to them.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, you just read them. If you don't agree, then you don't agree. It's like you move on. That's why there's so much other stuff in this fandom. So many lines that you can collect. If you don't like a line, that's fine. I'm happy if you're happy. If you don't like it, then that's fine. I mean, we can disagree about it, but I'm not going to hate you and attack you because you like something that I don't like, or you like something that I like, or something like that, or don't like, whatever. It's just weird. Had to get that off my chest. I'm sorry about that. So, Dame X, he asked, are you excited for the new Siege stuff coming on Netflix next year?
Do you know what? I didn't even know there was, actually.
Oh, yeah. They go straight to Netflix next year, man.
All right. Is it like a full cartoon, or is it like those weird machinima things where they're like...
No, it's going to be a cartoon. I think it's going to be different from the machinima. It's going to be a little longer and everything. They're going to be cartoons and everything, I think. I hope they are. Right.
If it's a proper sort of cartoon, I'll definitely want to give it a go, because I've been trying to... I actually missed Transformers Prime when that was out. I saw a few episodes of it, weren't too sure about it, and then especially over here it was hard to know when it was on, but I really like the Beast Hunters. I started watching it because that was around the time my son was born, and I used to watch it while I was filming him. and I really liked it. So yeah, I'll give that a go, definitely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Cool. All right. And let's see who else. Master Skinny Toys said, Graham, what football club do you like?
What football club?
Yeah,
Is that?
I don't know. I guess soccer. I mean, you know, soccer's big over there. When I hear football, I mean, I know football from American. I don't watch soccer. Yeah.
Funny enough, I'm not a massive supporter of football. I mean, I love watching it, but I never got into a team as such. I kind of supported Tottenham Hotspur, and I saw yesterday they actually made it to the Champions League final. So that was kind of okay.
Right.
But my dad is a lifelong Fulham supporter, so
Okay.
I'm kind of a closet Fulham supporter.
Gotcha.
My dad has supported Fulham all his life, and so I'm sure he's known some hard times. Believe me.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm a Washington Redskin fan, and we haven't, you know, that team hasn't been relevant since the '90s, so I know.
Yeah, I remember the Washington Redskins when I was growing up. Yeah, they were obviously, because when American football come over here, that's what we call over here, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Washington Redskins, the LA Raiders, and I thought, oh yeah, the LA Raiders, they sound cool. That is a cool name.
Yeah. They lost in the Super Bowl to them, actually. Yeah, I know the heartache through football team, so I understand that. So cool. I got a lot of questions. Cool. Dave asked again, it's like, do you collect Funko Pops, and do you have any? And I'll fight anyone who dislikes you. Okay, thank you, Dave. So do you collect Funko Pops, and do you have any?
No, I don't. No, only because it's mainly just room, and I've seen a few that I'd love. I've seen a few that I'd love to get. I can't remember the ones offhand now. It's usually just when you go down the shop, you think, "Oh my god, that is such a cool one."
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's mainly just due to room, really. But there are some nice ones out there.
Yeah. Oh, there are. Yeah, but there's a lot of them. So yeah, I understand that problem.
I think when you see the videos as well, they've got like whole complete shelves.
Oh yeah. No, they use them as wall. Like I've seen people just stack them up against the wall as to the ceiling, and that's what their wall is Funko.
Yeah.
Ebus, come on now. So let's see. Alpha Prime, which I'm having him on tomorrow, hopefully.
Oh
right. He says, what G1 figure would you like to see re-released? Because they're doing that, you know, with the Walmart stuff and everything.
Right.
What would you like to see re-released as a G1 figure?
Oh my god. That's a toughie.
There's a lot of good ones. It needs to be.
Yeah. If it was one that I don't have, oh my god, what would I? It'd have to be Monstructor, because I can't find. Well, I've got two of the little figures, and that's all I can get. I can't seem to find the rest.
Yeah.
Certainly, I'm not paying through the nose for them. So
you have to now, especially for if you want.
Yeah, I missed the boat on getting those. I should have got them a long time ago when they're a bit more affordable, and I didn't. So yeah, so I'd love to just, because I think that and a few Action Masters are the only G1 Western releases that I need, and I've got most of them.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I don't have any action. Well, I have one Action Master Starscream because he's my favorite character, but I would like to get back into the Action Master. That'd be cool. And Rogue War, I am not a Cowboy fan. So we will fight over that. I'm telling you right now. Let's see. Johns, come on now, Master Skinny, let's go. Come on now, you're better than that. Let's see. Good, enjoy the stream. Being the knockoff king. Okay. Rudy, which I've had Rudy on. Zizios. I always say his last name wrong. I'm sorry. He was awesome. That was one. You know, when we was talking about how our internet messed up and everything. That messed up on one of his. And I really.
I saw that one. I did feel sorry for Rudy on that one, because if that happened,
yeah, I love to get him back on, because it kind of messed up on him. So he said, being the knockoff king, what's the best and worst knockoff you have?
Oh god, I wish I had a chance to think of an answer for that one, because I've got loads. One of the best ones I've got, it's hard really, because I've got quite a few good ones and ones that I can't think of. I've got a knockoff Sound Blaster that's slightly oversized, that plays the worst music you've ever heard.
Okay.
But I've got a load of oversized cassettes for him as well, which I love collecting. That's a good one. I've also got a black knockoff G1 Devastator.
Oh, really?
I love that. The quality on it is absolutely brilliant. You wouldn't know that it was a knockoff, but it's all in black. I wish they also made a white version, which I wish I bought, which I didn't get. So that's a really good one, and I do like that one.
Okay.
There's probably others I can't think of right this second. But the worst one, one of the worst ones. Oh God, because there's some proper nasty ones.
Yeah, there.
I can't think of one that's proper nasty. Other than I did buy a pound shop one a while ago. Actually, no, I'll tell you what, and it's probably a bit sacrilegious to my son because my son loves trains. I bought a Thomas the Tank Engine 3-train transform, and it transformed into this big robot. It was terrible. The plastic quality was bad.
Mm-hmm.
It looked awful. The paint on the face was the worst, and I couldn't even bring to give it to my son, so I sold it on eBay. I actually sold it for more than I bought. It cost me £3 in a pound shop. I think I sold it for like 10 quid.
Okay.
Which was a bit crazy, but you couldn't go wrong with that one.
I have a Starscream that's in when I do floor time in my Triptychon next to me. He's in his mouth, and it was straight trash. I mean, actually, Cody from over there from England, overseas, he sent it to me, and it was just terrible. I had a review on it too. I think it was a while. It's been a couple of years, but yeah, he sent that to me But yeah. Let's see. Dame asks again. Say, who's your favorite G1 movie bot? So I'm taking the 86 movie. Who's your favorite? Probably Galvatron, since that's your favorite character. So.
Seeing as I've said him already, I'll try and think of someone else.
Okay.
It would have to be Starscream, just
Thank
because he was great in that film.
Thank you. That's
great.
That's a good answer. Good answer.
And he finally got rid of Megatron, didn't he? Finally got rid of him.
Yeah, but then he came back and killed him. And he's like,
and then he dies.
Well, at least he didn't die by the humans like in the Bay movie. So I'm
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was terrible.
I can appreciate that, him dying and everything. So that's cool. All right, cool. All right, Transformers Video Games, thank you very much for coming in. OM, he said, question for Graham. Any chance we'll see a GoBot review anytime soon? If so, do you have anything in mind?
Yeah, I actually bought a couple that come the other day. And yes, I do plan. If I get a chance tomorrow morning, I'm going to do that. If not, nice. Work, not next week, the week after, then I'm going to try and do as many as I can and a few video game videos as well if I can.
Okay.
So yes, and I think I won't give it away. Most people probably know if they watch that video. It was in that video.
I was gonna ask you, do you have anything planned that you can tell that because like I said, I watched your video today, and you said you got stuff planned. Do you have anything big planned for anything like in the future?
Yeah, I've had an idea because I did a video a couple of weeks ago of a Siege Megatron versus the Henkei Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I might try and continue those sort of videos on, but this time I might go and try and do something different at the end of the video.
Okay.
Just for a bit of fun. It'll probably turn out absolutely terrible, but
yeah, it'll be fun.
It goes over really, so yeah, I'm gonna try that.
Very cool.
But
Very cool.
It all depends on time and.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to do it really.
That's understandable. Okay, cool. Very cool. Well, I have one more question. And I always ask this at the end of the thing. Where do you see the Thecollector75 in 5 years?
I don't know. If I'm honest, probably pretty much the same sort of area that it is now, really. Because I don't know, really. It's not a question that I've often thought about. It's just, it is what it is. I've never done it specifically for money. I mean, I tried doing lots of videos. I can't remember when it was now, about 5-6 years ago. Tried doing it all thinking, because I'm monetized. Yeah. And the money back then wasn't too bad, actually. I mean, it was for what I was doing, it was all right. What's that thing? It's all right, there's something come up on my screen here.
No, it's all right.
Let's get rid of that. 1 second. Let me just get rid of this. There we go. So I tried doing all that, but that went too fast really in the end. So I just do it for fun, just what I want to do. I don't care if people don't like what I do, if you see what I mean. So I branch out of video game stuff. I do other things, and that's what I'm going to continue doing. I don't plan on changing it around too much.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. You have to branch out because, like I said earlier, there's a lot of reviewers out now, and you just have to set yourself apart from everybody. That's why I do the floor time, but I've also doing, this right here, the round 30, and my top 5, and let's talk about Transformers Live and everything, because I like to throw in a mixture of different stuff, and give as much content out as I can, because the reviews really just there's not doing it anymore. I don't think. I still love doing them, and that's the only reason why I do this now is once you stop having fun. Once I start worrying about, should I do this review or do the blah, blah, this or anything, I'm going to stop, because there's no, people will see that you're not having fun,
Yeah, that's it. And that's exactly what I went through. I've been going through it for quite some time, actually. You're just thinking, do you know what? Like you say, the reviews, I mean, unless you're getting the new stuff months ahead of everybody else, no one really that bothered. So you got to put your own spin on it, because at the end of the day, most people are watching it end up watching it for you, not the toy you're actually got in your hand, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. That's a good point. That's a really good point, because that's what I started. When I started doing it, I did the hand thing. I wasn't in front of the camera, and some of my friends that I'm on with Shattered Cast and everything said, "Hey, man, people don't watch your reviews because of the toy. They watch it because of you, and they want to see your expression and everything, and how you view the toy and everything. So why don't you get in front of the camera and they, and all that stuff." And that's why I switched it up from doing the hand thing to, people just, watching me, just because of me and everything. So, once I start, worrying about stuff like that, worrying about, views and everything, and, then I'll probably quit, everything. I mean, I'm always, people are still worried. I mean, I'm worried all the time. Like, be cool, be cool to be, have, thousands and hundreds of thousands of views, but it just doesn't happen sometimes, and I still like doing this, and I hope to do this for a while, just like you you've been around for a long time, and that's awesome, man. Still keep doing it, and you still like doing it. That's all that matters.
That's it exactly. Yeah, I mean, I like doing it because it's the interaction you get from people, and that's just why I continue doing it.
That's why I'm doing this, because I want people to get, I want people to take the negativity out of, the the fandom and everything, and get to know people, that, you don't ever, probably talk ever, to or anything. And I've met a lot of people, and I've met, I've, introduced people to other people, now, and they're all, interacting, kind of networking kind of thing and everything. So I think it's fun, and, all that wonderful stuff and all that good stuff. So, that was a lot of just blah, blah, blah. So, thank you so much once again. I know we've been trying to, I've been trying to get, you on for a little bit, but I really do appreciate, and I'm glad I finally get to meet you and talk to you. And I plan to, talk to you, in the future, and hopefully we can do some more stuff, or do something on your channel. It doesn't matter. I would love to do, do some more interaction things with you. I think it'd be really cool and everything. So thank you so much for coming on my show and everything. I'll put your link into my description and everything. So just tell everybody where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Just search for Thecollector75. I'm on Instagram and YouTube. That's about it. but that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Very nice. Okay, Dame X. He just subbed to you, so that's awesome. I like to do that.
Thank you very much.
But I like to say also thank y'all very much for coming in. Like I said, y'all are the reason why I do this. I like interacting and having a good time. And we all love the one thing, that's Transformers. And to be negative and always, I hate seeing that all the time. So thank y'all so much for coming on and are watching, and hit that like button. It helps the channel out, and definitely go check out Collector. He's a really good dude. He's got a variety of different things he does. He just doesn't do reviews and everything. I think he just did some comic book things. Did I just say that?
Yeah, I've been doing the Generation 2 comic books. I actually did those videos 7 years ago.
Oh God, no. Okay, then I saw the wrong years. Then I thought they were recently. Okay, well
I actually made them 7 years ago, but they've been sitting on my computer for 7 years.
Okay, well I watched them and I thought they were new for some reason. I didn't look when you made them. I didn't look when you made them, so now I feel kind of stupid. But I was watching them, I'm like, well, this is pretty cool and everything. And now they're 7 years old. I'm like, now I feel.
It's terrible. Yeah, because I made them because I was doing the original Marvel UK ones, and I had them because at the time I had to go to my mum and dad's and pick them up and then take them back, and I had them. So I thought, why not? I'll do these videos now before I finish them, and then they're done.
Yeah.
But then I never finished the G1 ones, and so they were sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. And I only finished the G1s about 6 months ago. So they had to wait all this time for me to finish them, and that's why they were just.
Well, they're really interesting. And I've watched them. I really wasn't paying attention to the date, and now I feel like anyway. But that's cool. Like I said, go check out his stuff. He really got some good content, man, and everything. So, like I said, thank y'all very much, and I guess I'll see you on the next round 30. And you know what? As always, Hell Hasbro, and good night, folks.